Namaskar, good evening, Sasyakal, Adavarze, Kem Cho. I hope you all having a great time. So today is the third episode, the third day of season 10 of Oops, I said it. और जैसे आपको पता है हम इस शो में बिना किसी उप्स या बिना किसी बीप के बात करते हैं and there are no beeps and we are frank and we are not fake um, we are honest, we are truthful, and we are not diplomatic, and we want to really talk our heart out. And today's guest बिंदास बॉन्ग है एकदम बैंग 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 वाली आर्टिस्ट है एंड it is fun to be with her. She breaks all rules, she breaks all rules, and I love those people who break कुछ हुआ कैमरे में अच्छा आगे मैं वापस so who break rules and who make it possible to make new rules for the new generation because change is the only progress that is possible. Change is progressive. So let me take not much time, let me get this hot bong on screen, and we have today Bipasha Sengupta. Hi Bipasha.
Good to
Well,
hear
I,
from you.
yeah, I was promoting when I was promoting today's show. I said it is not Bipasha Basu, it is Bipasha Sen Gupta, but it is hot. All Bipashas are hot.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I am in Goa, and believe you me, it's hot, it's simmering, I am on fire on your show. Let's go.
That's great. So actually, Goa is hot and sizzling and simmering because Bipasha is there. You see. So yes, it has to be hot. And I have a surprise for you. I think you don't remember, but I have a surprise.
Yeah.
दिखाऊं
Okay.
दिखाऊं
Bilkul.
Okay. Ta-da!
Oh, yes, I do remember. How can I forget?
Yes, not like you have not forget, you cannot forget your work of art, but ये तुमको नहीं पता होगा या याद नहीं होगा कि ये है किसके पास और मैंने इसको बहुत संभाल के रखा हुआ है because this is one of my
नहीं,
favorite piece.
मुझे याद है when I did my first show on the mythical birds and animals at the Lalit Kala, you were the
Yes,
first one who had come and picked it up. Yeah, I
yes.
remember that. I remember that.
So this
Thank
is a
you
very
so much.
prized
I am so
possession.
this is really nice.
It's very important, I feel, Bipasha, that the common man should buy the artwork of artists. And me being an artist, how can I leave an exhibition without buying something? Okay, I won't be buying something for a lakh or for 50 grand because I keep that money for my dance. As we all know, we invest in our art. But yeah, something so beautiful which you had priced also so well. So this is like my look, all everybody. This is such a wonderful piece of art and such a wonderful jewelry, and the way it is knitted also in the white thread. Like I keep it in a proper packet, and so that the thread doesn't this whole thing doesn't get dirty, and it should remain as beautiful as it is. So this is the artwork, a little artwork that I keep to myself from Bipasha saying Gupta.
So
So I
glad.
thought
I
I'll
am so glad you're wearing it today. I mean, it's absolutely an honor and privilege.
I had to wear it today because it's your show, and as I say, my guests are my stars on my show. So that is
Mhm.
lovely. Thank you for accepting the invite. Bipasha, you need to tell me. We all know the Bengalis are so culturally involved, and we have to learn music or dance or poetry or painting. So it's in our culture, it's in our system. And but what inspired into painting and sculpture?
See, my grandmother. I think it's my grandmother's genes. My grandmother. I was very close to my grandmother. And my
Right.
grandmother was a very talented woman in those days. I'm talking about, say, 80, 90 years back. She was a convent educated woman, and she could do embroidery, she could paint, she could cook. So I feel her genes have come into me. And both my grandparents have been an immense source of inspiration for my art. That's where it comes from. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Uh,
what was your timing like? Like because definitely with the Indian parenting and Indian pressure on the academic, qualifications. So how did you manage art classes and painting classes along with it? Like even today, if I see the parents are more hounded upon ki iska exam hai, she has an exam or he has an exam, and we can't give time. So how did you manage your academic and then your classes, and who were your gurus, your masters?
um, See, Alaknanda, I have been very lucky. I mean, touch wood that way. My parents were bindas. They never told me that you need to do a regular streamline of studies and not do art. So I chose to do my graduation in commerce and then my MBA.
Okay.
But side by side, I have never actually gone to a formal school of art. I am a self-taught artist. It was inborn in me. I kept practicing, and my grandmother and my mothers kept, helping me at home, and then it just grew. So
Okay.
painting का as such कोई गुरु नहीं है, but later on I realized, एक formal education कभी कभी जरूरत पड़ जाती है. So when I came to Delhi, this was like, long since I've been practicing art. um, I said अब जब मैं ceramic करूंगी उसके लिए मुझे एक formal education बहुत जरूरी है. So I
Right.
joined the Delhi Blue Pottery Trust, where I did a 3 years, like you do your music and your art and all, course, and it has been a wonderful association. I have these two people, Rajesh and Preeti, who teach pottery there, and um, I think I've just got the best out of them, and it's a vast field, and I'm really, really enjoying myself. So I have been very lucky. No one's till now date never told me कि तुम ये मत करो और तुम घर गृहस्थी चलाओ या तुम शादी करो या तुम बच्चा करो. Nobody's really told me that. So I've been really lucky with God's grace.
I think Bipasha, in that way the Bengali families are very very liberal. You know, they are more forward and they are very. Oh, Kanishka Chaudhary. He says, "Yes, I know your parents were bindas."
Yeah,
Oh,
Kanishka is an old college friend, so they've all tuned in to watch me today.
yeah, good. And friend support is very nice. And
Very nice.
Nitisha Varma says,
Which
both
I
of you
yes,
talented.
yes,
And we
yeah.
have a
Thank you.
Nilatri एक ही दिल दिया अब तुमने किसको दिया ये
Hi, Milabri.
मतलब how can
Love
you
you.
achieve one heart, only one heart, huh, Niladri?
That's
This
for
is
me.
not justified. I know that every heart is not justified. कोई बात नहीं कल आ रहे हो तुम मेरे शो में I
Ah.
catch you. And Gia says pranam to both of you. Hi Gia, thank you so much. And people are moving in. Yes, I know Pip, super bindas person. And now Niladri gives hearts, 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 hearts.
तुम्हारे आज कुछ भी मांग लेते हैं लखनंदा. आज तो बस दे दिया जी खोलकर.
नहीं नहीं दिल काफी है, दिल काफी है. मैंने पेंटिंग मांगी हुई है, मैं ले लूंगी. दिल का आज आज के लिए दिल काफी है. So thank
बिल्कुल.
you, Niladri. Thank you. And as I said, this is a oops show, so it's very nice that we can talk to our friends, or I can say we can flirt with our friends and have a good time. It's okay to flirt. It's okay to flirt. So it's
It's okay. It's
normal.
absolutely
Yeah.
okay to
It's
flirt.
Yeah, it's very good for the hormones. I'm sorry. It's innocent flirting. And Nitisha is laughing all the way. And Ranjan is saying, oops, congratulations.
Hi Rajan, thanks for
Ah,
watching.
and we have a lot of people coming in for you, Bipasha. Both of you are looking great. Thank you, darling. As I said, this is something made by Bipasha, which I had bought. So I'm going to flaunt it, flaunt it, flaunt it, flaunt it. Because this is her work, this is her art, and I love it. And this one, never knew Chunki was a good artist in college. Oh, there's so many secrets which are going
Okay,
to come
don't
out
leak out all
today.
the secrets now. Keep quiet.
No, Kanishka, you have to tell us that how naughty was she in college, because if she is so bindas now, then college must have been on a fire and the fire brigade must have been there always. I'm sure. I'm sure. And I was thinking, Shad, wow. She says, okay. Uh, as you said that you have done MBA, right? So what was the career that you chose before this? Before
I
thinking
wanted
of,
to be a, I wanted to be an air hostess,
oh,
and
wow.
my parents said no. And then, of course, I joined the regular corporate world for a good 10 years. I was doing corporate training, corporate teaching, and then one fine day, I kind of left everything and I said, no, enough is enough. And, the income dropped because when I left, the income dropped, and that was called for, but then the amount of satisfaction I got after I left my corporate job, no 9 to 5. I used to get up at 10 o'clock, go to sleep at 3. It was like the world changed for me, and it changed for the good, so and I have
Yes.
no regret.
Yeah, this is a very important point, Bipasha, because as we know that artists, especially classical artists and the painters or the sculptors, till we hit the pinnacle or we reach that road of success or name or fame, the finance is not so great. The finance is not so great. And you doing a corporate job, that means money was in abundance. मतलब फिर भी अच्छा पैसा मिलता है उसमें.
बहुत अच्छा पैसा मिलता है. And it was a combined decision. I told my husband, I said, see, income will drop, it will become half. जो तुम कमा रहे हो वो तो रहेगा, मुझे ही इसमें ये करना पड़ेगा, आई विल हैव टू. So that was a decision which was taken, and I don't regret it. I had support from home. uh, but I was listening to Manisha yesterday. It's very important
Yes,
for any artist to carry on a parallel profession along with your passion, because
absolutely.
that's your sustainability.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the same advice that I give it to my disciples, because even dance is a career where the investments are quite high. And even if you want to do a performance on your own, booking a auditorium, to the musicians, to costumes, makeup, a light, stage lighting, or the light director, photography, videography. So everything has a cost. And if and I wouldn't say that art and culture gives you money right in the first initial innings of your career. Slowly, slowly you build up. So I always tell my girls to have a second career or the first career, and then to fund the passion that they have for. So, if I may ask you, did you have apart from being a corporate, who is the person, or how did you fund your passion?
Alaknanda, I will pitch in something here, and I'll say that for anyone who's taking up creative arts as a profession, be it dancing or music, or you need to plan your life very smartly. You need to be a
Right,
smart person, right?
right.
You need to do the right things at the right time. I know it is. a difficult thing for a lot of people because every individual is different. But still, I feel certain things, read the market, क्या बिक रहा है बाजार में, you know, sometimes twist your art into this. Passion is always there, but in order to get the money in, sometimes you
Mhm.
have to make a compromise somewhere in today's world. So I feel
Right.
that one needs to be a little smart, plan smart. That is what is important.
Right. And do you think in today's curriculum of the universities and the colleges and the schools, do they guide the artists, the upcoming artists, or the students in the marketing of the art, or they are just teaching them art in a certain syllabus manner, but how to commercialize or how to market the art is not there?
Dude, they do nothing. Art colleges do nothing. See, you just do the, you just go and learn the technicalities, how to become a good painter and everything. They teach you shit about what, how do you market your art, and then you come out into the market and you realize, what the hell, I mean, this is different. How do I sell my work? So you're putting in more energy to sell your work than actually doing your work.
Right. Exactly.
Do you
Exactly.
understand? And nobody's taught you that. You're absolutely, you're hiring PR people, you're telling your friends, telling your husband, कि कुछ कर दो, but कोई कुछ नहीं करता है. Do you understand? So
Right.
that is why I say that in the universities and all, I don't know. There is, this is not only in India. It is there all everywhere abroad also. I don't think an
Globally.
art college ever teaches you how to sell your art. So, we shouldn't really put the two things together. But if you have chosen this as a career and you're passionate about your work, like I said, you need to plan smart.
Right. Right.
Get in touch with the right kind of people. Maybe do a little course in art marketing. Connect with the right kind of people. Aajkal to social media gives you so much. Say the
Right.
right things
Right.
at the right time. It's really important. Because see, the government and the universities are not going to do anything for you. They will not sit on the roads and sell your work. So just forget about that. You cannot expect anything from them. वो हम बोलते रह जाएंगे, वो in the end कुछ नहीं करेंगे. I feel it is a very individualistic thing where you need to, and if you have the connections, if you have the power, please go ahead, make a difference where it is required. Just go.
Right.
If you have connections in the government, if you have connection in the art colleges, go there and make a difference. Take a class for
I was
art
coming
marketing.
to
Nobody does that.
I was coming to that. Do you think the government is doing anything for the artists, or are they supporting? Is the government supporting the artists? And if it's supporting, is it enough? And if it's not supporting, then what are your expectations from the government or the local agencies or the local markets?
The government only supports some artists. और अगर आपका कोई चाचा मामा ताऊ है वहां, तो आपका काम निकल आएगा, आपको कमीशन वर्क मिल जाएगा. बट आपका अगर कोई चाचा मामा ताऊ गवर्नमेंट में नहीं है, तो सॉरी, जस्ट बी अ पेंटर, बी हैप्पी विथ व्हाट यू आर डूइंग. बिकॉज हमारे देश में देयर इज सो मच ऑफ रेड टेपिज्म, एवरीथिंग वर्क्स ऑन कॉन्टैक्ट्स. So
Right.
either, that's what I said, either make yourself so big कि आप जब वहां जाके खड़े होगे, वो आपकी सुनेंगे.
Right.
Nobody is going to listen to a poor artist from Calcutta in the back streets. He might be an excellent, guy who does painting, but उसकी कोई सुनेगा नहीं.
Bilkul.
Today's world is full of competition. There are people everywhere. So I feel, make yourself so big and so large and so good that when you go and stand somewhere, people turn around and look कि हाँ ठीक है, ये है, इसने कुछ किया है, इसकी सुनो.
Right.
I think that's my way of thinking. That's how, because I know if you just go there and they'll say कि कौन है भाई, पेपर वर्क कर लो, क्या करोगे आप, गवर्नमेंट से कौन है आपके क्रेडिबिलिटीज क्या है, आपने तो बीएफए एमएफए भी नहीं किया है. पीपल हैव टोल्ड मी दैट यू आर नॉट you don't have a stamp in art. How do you call
Right,
yourself an artist?
right.
So, see, then you have to make yourself so big that वो तुम्हारे को पूछने लगे. In spite of your draw, you have to, cover up your drawbacks and become good. That is very important. That is very important.
Are you satisfied as an artist? If you're given another birth, would you take up art again?
Um, Definitely, but if I'm given another birth, I must tell you this. I will tell God that God give me an excellent figure. मुझे ना वो 36 24 36 वाला फिगर चाहिए. वो पहले चाहिए. उसके बाद मैं आर्टिस्ट बनने को तैयार हूँ.
But ये क्यों भाई? ये Bipasha, this is something absolutely different that you have said. This is
No,
the
no,
10th season, and more than 100 artists have come, and you're the first one who's saying that you want a figure first. But why that hourglass figure that you want?
no. I tell you why. Because the way the world is going, you you need to sell yourself. I have nothing against, fat figures or body shaming or anything. आपने पूछा ना तो मैंने बोला कि अगर भगवान अगले जन्म में मुझे बोलेगा तो मैं करूंगी. Otherwise, नहीं. No, but definitely, yes, I would definitely like to be an artist and maybe do it in a more organized manner, do it in a more
Right.
organized, so that ways.
But Bipasha, I'm still very amused, and this thing that आर्ट एंड फिगर का मुझे कहीं से भी मतलब आई नो इट वर्क्स इन माय डांस फील्ड आल्सो कि पहले ये देखा जाता है फिर काम देखा जाता है. ये तो बहुत बाद में आता है कि नाच ना आए पर दिखने में बहुत अच्छे हो. सो आई नो दिस, सो आई थिंक यू आर ऑन दैट
No, no,
सेम टाइम.
there was no intention of putting anything there. It was just that you asked me ना कि तुमको तुम्हारी क्या ख्वाब है. I said ख्वाब दो है. एक है कि आर्टिस्ट बहुत अच्छा बना दो और एक ये बस और कुछ
अच्छा,
नहीं.
कनिष्का कह रहा है कि यू आर बेटर इन दिस फिगर.
Yeah, he and his funny comments. तुम चुप रहो अभी. No personal comments there.
But tell me, Bipasha, you being an artist, my sons are not becoming dancers because both are into sports and one is into science and maths, logical brains. But if you would you like your children to get into the art field, looking at the scenario all around?
Like I said, you have to be the best. I would definitely like my child to, be my son is, he is a graffiti artist and he is an amazing dancer. But to you have to be proficient in your field. You have to be the best. Only then you will be able to go forward. हमारे देश में इतना population है, इतना सब कुछ कर रहे हैं.
Right,
See, it's a very vicious circle, Alaknanda. Because of our population and the kind of society we live in, we are first looking at survival. And
right.
when we are doing art and take it up as a profession, it does not make us survive. So
Right,
it's like playing football. कितने लोग फुटबॉल खेलते हैं, बट बाईचुंग भूटिया बनने के लिए प्रोफेशन बेस्ट बनना पड़ता है. ठीक है ना.
right,
कितने लोग
right.
डांस ये आर्ट करते हैं, बट यू हैव टू बी लकी लाइक हुसैन.
Yeah,
See,
right.
Hussain was very lucky. He had an amazing marketing,
Skills.
team with him who could do all this. So I feel that हमारे देश में हम पहले दो वक्त की रोटी तो खा लें. हमारे लिए
Right.
वो ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाती है. इसलिए पेरेंट्स आजकल चाहते हुए भी क्रिएटिव आर्ट्स को एज अ फर्स्ट प्रोफेशन अग्री नहीं करते हैं अपने बच्चों के लिए, you know, because the money
Right.
doesn't come in. You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely correct. Not just being a
Until and
parent,
unless,
being a teacher. I always tell my girls to have an alternate profession from where they will get their bread, butter, cake,
correct.
and then invest the money into dance. And once they reach a certain level, then they can think of either managing both the professions, or then when dance becomes a very lucrative career for them, then they can opt for one of the careers if they wish to. Otherwise, if they can maintain two careers, it's very good, because art is a very is a art is a career where there's a lot of investment needed, and the dancer keeps the last bit for herself or himself. So I understand what you are saying.
Now you look at yourself, you know, you're doing so well, and you're doing well because you are balancing your art and your passion. Because see, I have seen you dance on stage and creativity shows there, and on the other hand, you are also having running the school for dance where the money is coming in. So it's a
Right.
perfect balance, you know. And I think you are
Right.
an amazing example for you know, people who want to take up creative arts as a career.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. पर ज्यादा लोग कॉपी ना करें यार. मार्केट में बहुत लोग हैं.
मैं वही कह रही हूँ मैं, you know, no, this is a valid reason because this is a race for survival. It's a race for
Yeah,
survival. You know,
it's the
everybody is
survival of
trying
the
to pull
fittest.
the other down.
Yeah, survival
Exactly.
of the fittest. Whoever can
Exactly.
notch ahead. That's it. But tell me, what inspires you to paint? And because I've seen your painting, and then you have moved into this sculpture thing also. So why this transition? And your work is very different from the other people that I have watched. So what inspires your work? What inspires you? And somebody just said that you have a studio in Goa, right?
I do. I do. I do. I have
Oh,
a
wow.
I have a studio in I live in Goa. I have a studio in Goa.
Amazing, amazing. I have to visit you, Bipasha. Soon,
I
soon,
told you
soon.
come. Come.
So, tell me, how did this transition of from painting to your sculpting and pottery and everything happen? What motivated you that into that?
So my journey has been, see, I have always been inspired by the environment, the trees, the mountains, the seas, its destruction, its you know, um, it's going from bad to worse. So you know, I have always wanted to do and generate an awareness to people about the environment and to look after it through my art. You know, that's
Okay.
been my focal point. And whatever I have been painting right from the beginning, I have been, you know, working with the government of Maldives. I did this whole series on coral reefs because they are disappearing. And then I went to Jamnagar, and you know, our Indian oceans have corals which are disappearing. And we did everything on art and, you know, trying to teach the local people, trying to generate an awareness through art. And then slowly I also switched to my medium, which is non-toxic, you
Right.
know, which is not harmful to the environment, and that is chai tea. So I paint with tea stains on handmade paper, and I hardly use any toxic paints. So that's my way of showing my passion towards my work. And I've been doing this for a long time, working on very passionate about the country because I come from an army background, about our culture, the different stories that have been told. Like I said, I had grown up with my grandmother, and she told me a lot of stories. So one of the motifs on your necklace is about a mythical animal. Yes. Um, Yeah, so this is a series of the mythical animals, birds and animals that we get in our Upanishads and our Veds, and every animal and bird has a story behind it. So I started working, something I thought that ऐसे ही खाली आर्ट नहीं करेंगे, कुछ ऐसा करेंगे कि
Right.
नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के लिए कुछ छोड़ के जाए. And
Wow.
paper's been a good medium, and since what better thing to work with when you're so passionate about environment is the clay mitti ke saath. So that was the shift, that was the next best thing, and it very automatically happened.
Right. Right.
And then
Amazing.
clay happened, and pottery happened, and the sculptures happened, and it's a vast field, and I'm so glad and happy that I am able to work with मिट्टी के साथ काम कर सकती हूँ मैं. I can play with clay,
What
do mold it.
while you're talking, I understand this very much, and we have Anita Di with us. Anita Kulkarni Di is here with us. Pranam Didi,
I
Pailagi. So as I'm talking to you, I understand, Bipasha, that uh, Anita Di, love you. So that artist is not only concerned about their own survival. They're concerned about the nature also. They're concerned about the society around them. They're concerned about women development and empowerment. And they're concerned about the issues of the world, the issues of the society, the issues of the woman. As you talk that you are not using toxic paints, or you are now working with the mud,
tea
the earth.
से चाय का पानी.
Yeah, chai ka pani. So do you think that the artists are very, very sensitive and very emotional, and that's why sometimes we compromise on the price, or we compromise on the cost, or we compromise ki, okay, let my art survive, paisa baad mein dekhenge.
uh, Sometimes it happens, this is very individualistic. It's very individualistic. I can't comment on it because every artist has a different soul, every artist has a different heart, every artist has a different perspective, right? But
Right.
ये सब कुछ करने के बावजूद भी अपने आर्ट के साथ कहीं कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते हो आप. You cannot do it. If I make a cup and I sell it for 700 rupees, a small ceramic cup, people come and ask me, बाजार में तो 250 रुपए का मिलता है.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, that's
Right.
a
So
major, major.
I would correct. I would say तो बाजार से ले लो जाकर. आप मेरे पास क्यों आए हैं? Because
Right.
see, okay, there is a reason for it. If you put yourself in their shoes, most of the society, most of the people in our country, most of the people in the world are not aware of what goes through into making that cup. उसने कभी देखा ही नहीं है, वो क्या सोचेगा? उसने तो खाली वही बाजार वाला कप देखा है जो बाजार के शेल्फ में रहता है, जो 250 रुपए का मिल जाता है. But the
Right.
time, the effort, the design process, the passion that an artist puts through, people will never, and this gap will always remain. So some people compromise because, like I said, हमारे देश में survival की मजबूरी है, अलकनंदा.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I
to an
understand.
extent, see, that's a very valid issue, because it's very easy to turn around and say कि हम compromise नहीं करेंगे. एक गरीब आर्टिस्ट जो कलकत्ता से आता है, उसको पेंट्स और ब्रश खरीदने के लिए पैसे नहीं है, वो उसको 500 रुपए अपनी पेंटिंग का मिल रहा है, वो बेच के चला जाता है।
Right.
But when you reach a stage where you can afford to do this, do it, because your art is getting respect. That's what I feel. I mean, see, in our country, it's a very catch 22 situation, a very
Yeah.
very catch 22
Agreed.
situation.
Agreed. Yeah.
So I can't really comment on that, because it's very very individualistic as a perception. I as a person would say, ठीक है, 700 रुपए का लेना है, लो, नहीं तो मत लो. I can afford to do it, but is that other guy, is he ready to do it?
But do you think? Do
It's
you
very
think there's
individualistic.
no? Do you think that there's also insecurity among the artists that they do not want the other person? ठीक है, आपने उस आर्टिस्ट की बात की, शायद जिसके पास पैसे नहीं है, पैसे चाहिए अपना खाना खरीदने के लिए, अपने परिवार को चलाने के लिए. But I have seen that a general in the field, in the scenario of artists, there's a lot of insecurity. There's a lot of insecurity that
Lot, there is a huge insecurity. मतलब कि लोग इतने अच्छे हैं मुंह पर, बट पीठ पीछे सब जलते हैं, सब जलते हैं.
right.
You might be the best of friends, but you will never give your clients or your buyers to the other person. There is nothing right or wrong in this, nor am I pointing out to one particular person, but ऐसा होता है.
But
That's how we are. Maybe,
I have a call on this. I have a call on
okay,
this.
okay.
I like to share and I like to help, and I do. Many artists would know because I believe कि आपको वक्त से पहले और किस्मत से ज्यादा कुछ नहीं मिलता है.
And I will add one more thing in this, कि आपका जो हुनर है, वो आपसे कोई नहीं छीन सकता है.
Exactly,
तो
exactly. I-
why the insecurity? जो आपकी स्पेशलिटी है, आपका हुनर है, वो भगवान ने दिया है, वो आपसे कोई नहीं छीन सकता है, तो उसको शेयर करने में डर किसका?
exactly. During the COVID, I have worked for a few people and I have helped them in something or the other. And um, I feel that it's very important to extend ourselves. It's very, very important to extend ourselves because then you are much more at peace. And also, if you have faith in God and your own talent and hard work, and I believe there's no point to get insecure. And I also believe that the sun shines on everybody. How you use it, that energy depends upon you. मतलब अगर मेरे पे भी सूरज चमक रहा है तो रास्ते में वो जो भिखारी भी है उस पे भी चमक रहा है. अब आप
You've
उस
summed it up.
सूरज को
You have really summed it up so beautifully. Like I said, आपका हुनर आपसे कोई नहीं छीन सकता है, तो डर किस चीज का? What are you
right.
scared of?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
I always feel that हाथ बढ़ाओ वर्क. It's not about team. If somebody asks me, अच्छा आपने इसमें ना ये ग्लेज कौन सा यूज किया है, इसकी कॉम्पोजिशन क्या है, तो मैं ग्लेज तो बता दूंगी, पर मैं कॉम्पोजिशन नहीं बताऊंगी. क्या
हाँ,
फर्क पड़ता है? उसने अपने तरीके से उसको यूज करना है, बोल दो.
right,
क्या जाता है तुम्हारा? you know so
right,
yeah, you've
right.
absolutely summed it so beautifully that uh, this whole concept of insecurity should not exist. I don't know why it happened, but hey, बहुत
But
भयंकर
yeah,
है.
and I am quite amused that even our masters and our gurus, they are so reluctant to share their compositions or something. मतलब जितना दिया उसके लिए मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ. कि मैं उस एक का 10 बना रही हूँ, 10 का 100 बना रही हूँ, 100 का 1000 बना रही हूँ, क्योंकि ये ऊपर वाले की देन है कि दिस क्रिएटिविटी हैज बीन गिवन टू यू। अगर आप किसी को कुछ दे देंगे, कोई क्रिएशन, तो आप में कोई कमी नहीं रह जाएगी, बिकॉज यू हैव द पावर टू क्रिएट। सो व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम टू
आई
शेयर?
थिंक आई थिंक उस जनरेशन में जो मास्टर्स थे ना, जो हमारे मास्टर्स थे अलकनंदा, उनमें भयंकर इनसिक्योरिटीज थी। वो हर चीज खोल के नहीं बोलते थे, पर अपने आप को मास्टर्स बोलते थे। आई थिंक
राइट,
our generation, we are much open hearted, we are much ready to share, we are much less insecure.
राइट,
आप हमारे स्कूल के टीचर्स को ही देख लो। There are so many teachers who had, issues with children, people, favorites, ye wo. I
राइट,
think that
राइट,
generation was like that.
एब्सोल्युटली,
Our generation, I think we are more
एब्सोल्युटली.
open-hearted.
Yes, and yet we
Yeah.
love our gurus. Yet we love our
Yes,
gurus.
we love
Yet
our
we
gurus.
love our
We
teachers.
respect our gurus.
Yes. मतलब जितना भी दिया, I'm really grateful to my gurus. अगर मैंने रेबा दीदी से 1 पे ताली, 5 पे ताली, 9 पे खाली, 13 पे ताली, वो मैंने पहले दिन सीखा, वो आज तक मुझे याद है, and I'm very grateful to her. I'm grateful to all my gurus, but I still feel that if it would have been a little bit more gracious to get, a little bit more advice or art or guidance, I think I would have been much more, it would have been a little less painful, because I know many of the artists in the field who feel very saddened and disheartened that in they did not get enough. And honestly, the gurus or the masters or the market did not give them enough. And there should be enough for everybody.
No, and for me, it's been an even worse story, because because I know I haven't gone through a formal training in art. So there are certain techniques and, things which I lack. I want to learn. But जब मैं किसी के पास जाती हूँ, they look at me and say, "Oh, you have not done a BFA. You're not an art student. तुमको तो art college जाना चाहिए था. Why are you doing art?" And I like, what the hell, I mean, you want to tell me, you tell me. You don't want to tell me, maybe there are, I'll Google. But
Yeah.
mere saath to it's been like that also, we've had major fights about people who go to art college and not go to art college. So,
Oh my
anyways,
goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a very difficult world to analyze and to understand. But yes, these conversations are that's why here, Bipasha, because we need to reach to a certain understanding. If we don't reach to an understanding, I have no problem. But maybe this is the process of change that we need to bring about. And that's why I'm having these conversations called Oops, I Said It. So,
We
but
should,
I,
we have come to a stage where we are actually uh, trying to fight to be there. We're running a rat race. Why the fuck are we running a rat race? You're an artist. Every art is different. Until and unless you want to copy and make your money is a different story. But every individual, अगर हमारे देश में 10,000 आर्टिस्ट हैं, तो 10,000 तरीके का आर्ट है। तो तुम रैट
right.
रेस क्यों भाग रहे हो?
I always say
Just do
that
your
I'm
thing.
not in a rat race because I'm not a rat.
Please don't be a rat, because then you end
I'm not
up
a
only eating cheese, falling in a trap.
rat. Bipasha, what is that dream that you still have in your heart and you want to accomplish that?
Travel the world. I haven't done enough. I want to travel the world. That's my dream. Maybe with my
So, what
art,
all
maybe.
places have you visited?
So I most of Europe. I've gone to Vienna, Paris, Turkey, Switzerland, Norway, Spain, and then in the southeastern countries, I've been to Maldives, Bali, Indonesia, Sri Lanka. India
Wow.
तो पूरा ही घूमा हुआ है. Lucky I was being a army officer's wife, तो pura desh mahan, I want to go to
Okay.
the US. I haven't been to the US. I also
Hey.
want to go to Antarctica, which is very
Okay.
interesting. And yeah, I want to travel. I really, really want to travel.
Vipasha, there's somebody very special who has been to US and many, many times and has done a lot of work over there. And I'm absolutely jealous, jealous in a good, positive way. I'm happy that he has done so much of work in US and in India. And I am inspired that I should go to US from him and do a lot of work. Let me bring in a very handsome dancer over here. We have
Oh
Pavitra
my
Bhatt over
God.
here.
Salute
Love
to
you,
you.
Pavitra.
Salute to both the lovely ladies here.
We love you,
Thank you so much.
Pavitra. We
I
love
have
you,
been
and
listening.
you're
I
wearing a
have
lovely
been.
suit.
Thank you. Thank you. I have been listening to your conversation, and it's magical,
We
fantastic.
are
Thank you
all
for
trying.
making us thank you for making us magical. When a handsome dancer tells you that, you feel magical. Really
And
more
we forget
beautiful.
our age. And we forget, and I
Thank
always
you,
believe
Pavitra.
age is just a number. So, and we forget our age, and I always say age is just a number. So, thanks, Pavi, for that. Why I got this teen cut tadka? Because it is very important to understand the interconnection between all the art styles, and I feel that we are inspired by each other and we are inspired by each other's art form. So I would ask Pavitra, how do you think that painting and sculptures inspire you and help you in your dance style? How do you add on to your art when you see something?
First of all, it's a very beautiful. There's a shlokam which says, "Vina tu nritya shastrena chitra sutra sudur vidham."
Wow.
The shloka says this. ऐसे बोलते हैं कि राजा भोज उन्होंने कहा था कि विना तो नृत्य शास्त्रेण, अगर आपको नृत्य शास्त्र नहीं आता है तो आपको ज्योमेट्री भी समझने को बहुत तकलीफ होती है. So if you
Right.
know the kinetics of dance, so painting and sculpturing becomes easier. That is what was mentioned in one of the texts.
Right.
But for me, whenever I see any sculpture, it might be ekabhanga, dvibhanga, tribhanga, it might be any zone, any angle. What I see, it glues me. It just मैं तो ऐसे चिपक जाता हूँ, as if I just get stunned looking at those beautiful chola sculptures. Beautiful, any era you take. Recently, 2 years back, there was a beautiful lecture organized by a school here, international school, who take 20 international students to make them show how sculptures come alive. So they had chosen me to go to this temple and actually show exactly in front of the sculpture how Narasimha Avatara's Murti is actually seen in dance.
Wow.
How Lord Shiva, when he sits on the Mount Kailasa, and when Ravana lifts that Mount Kailasa, how does it look in dance? So I think that was a very beautiful way how I began my journey to know sculptures and dancing. And last year at JJ School of Fine Arts in Mumbai, they invited me to have a lecture demonstration for the artists who are into fine arts.
Wow.
And in fact, the students left, I got stunned by the students' questions, which actually had a lot of correlations between dancing and painting. And end of the day, they also have a subject called Natya Shastra, which is it इट्स लाइक वन ऑफ दोस, जैसे हम जब संगीत में हम जब सुर लगाते हैं, सुर तो हर टाइप के म्यूजिक में होता है, हमारे लिए सुर
Yes.
हमारा घुंघरू होता है. Similarly, I
Yes.
think for fine arts or performing arts, Natya Shastra becomes one of that sur which keeps everybody entangled and
Yes.
जैसे हम बाल को हम कैसे प्लेट्स हम
छोटी
बनाते
बनाते
हैं,
हैं.
वैसे ही छोटे बनाने के जैसे ही ये जो नाट्य शास्त्र है सभी को ऐसे एंटैंगल करके रखता है. एंड देन वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट यू हैव टू चूज एंड निखरने निखरते जाना चाहिए आपको. So I think
Right.
that is a very beautiful relation between painting, sculpturing, and dancing.
I think more work should be done in this process because when I see the scenario all around, you have been to the J. J. Valaya school, but if I say the common dancers or the common those students of dance or music or art, they do not get the exposure of interlinking of all the arts. It's
Yeah,
very much a lonesome art
yeah,
style, and
yeah.
that is something very strange because none of the art styles are lonesome. I would ask the question to Bipasha, like you are so much into sculptures and everything, and how do you think dance influences you?
So, if you've seen my work, there is a series that I have done on the mythological birds and animals which are found in the Indian Upanishads and Vedas. And for example, Jatayu. Now, I have painted Jatayu with a story form in mind. It's like what Pavitra was saying, that if you see my painting, you should be able to relate to the story behind Jatayu. He should be able to come alive,
Wow.
and maybe perform in front of you. So, that's been my dream. I don't know when that show is going to get this thing. So I want my painting to be in the background, and I want Jatayu to dance in front of it. It's like a storytelling thing. So yeah, I always have that thing in mind. And ये जो कहानियां है ना, ये जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बोला, बहुत सारे नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के लोग हैं जिनको ये कहानियां नहीं पता, तो खाली एक
Exactly.
पेंटिंग देखकर इज नॉट इनफ फॉर देम.
Yes.
अगर आप जटायु को डांस फॉर्म में चेंज कर दें और डांस के थ्रू उस कहानी को बोल दें, तो आई थिंक दैट एंटायर थिंग वुड बी बिकम अ ब्यूटिफुल फॉर्म,
Yes,
and
very
it would
beautiful.
go up across to people as something really nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that thing of storytelling because Kathak, the word Kathak comes from Katha Vachan, storytelling.
Yes.
But unfortunately, today Kathak has very less of storytelling and more of gimmicks. Sorry to say that, but I don't find storytelling. I don't find so much of Abhinaya in Kathak these days. They're more of spins and more of how fast you can be because doing something very slow is very difficult, is very
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
एक कसक करने में जो मजा है और जो एक गहराई है वो शायद वो दर 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 में I don't enjoy that much, but they're lovely
Mm.
dancers who are doing it, and there's a big applause for them. But yes, again, that katha vachan is missing, and somewhere our children are missing that because
Correct, correct.
जब आप हमारे बच्चों को हम अपने बच्चों को अपने नींव से निकाल के बाहर फेंकते हैं एंड we put them into a modern technique, we are uprooting them from the culture and their identity.
Right.
So that is very
हमारे
sad.
हमारे बच्चों को ये पता ही नहीं है कि मारीच कौन है, या कामधेनु कौन है, या
जी,
जटायु कौन है, या फिर
absolutely. Yeah.
these mythical creatures with stories in them. And I feel the amalgamation of visual art and dance can be such a beautiful combination that देखो
Absolutely.
मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे हैं. It's like really nice.
No, we should do sometime. No, Bipasha, I hope all this thing that we are doing at Oops, the culmination comes into like we have a show where we can have paintings and we can have us dancers, depicting those paintings and telling the story behind them. And I also I have that dream, so I hope and I believe dreams do come true. I do believe dreams do come true.
Yes.
Pavitra, there
Yes.
is so much of color in life and in painting and in sculptures. So, how do you use colors? Like when I see a painting, if I see a red or a gold or a black, it definitely inspires me. Or the colors which I put in my costume also has a lot of theme behind it. So, how do you depict colors, and how do you think the colors of a painting or of nature comes into your art style?
Oh, for me, colors have always helped me to invoke rasa inside my abhinaya. It has helped me so much because, as you know, every single rasa has its own color. So,
Yeah.
ऐसे ही वो theory में आया नहीं है, I
Like, can
feel
you
so.
give us some examples?
No,
Red.
Pavitra,
in fact,
अगर
when
मैं Pavitra, can I ask you a question?
yes, yes.
So अगर आप लाल रंग देखते हो तो कौन
Oh,
सा रंग
same.
दिखता
Oh
है?
God.
No, so
बोलो बोलो.
depends. Now, exactly. So जब मैं लाल रंग देखता हूँ, so definite.
में क्या दिमाग में आता है? लाल रंग.
Yeah.
Now, if it also depends on what ragam you take and what is the whole idea woven. But जब भी मैं first लाल रंग को देखूंगा, उस टाइम मेरा मूड क्या है उसके ऊपर भी बहुत डिपेंड है.
I
ठीक है,
agree.
पर
But
बता दीजिए,
still,
अभी
but
बता
still.
दीजिए लाल रंग.
But for me red is definitely a color of love.
Okay.
And नीला रंग, नीला.
Neela is something very pleasant.
और
I
हल्दी का रंग जो साड़ी और हल्दी का रंग जो साड़ी मैंने पहनी है.
so sweet.
हल्दी का रंग for me is auspiciousness.
Wow.
हाँ.
Wow.
Wow.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Very
Blue, I
nice.
take it mostly. Usually, you said blue as Pavitra.
For me, blue also takes me towards spirituality sometimes
Okay.
Correct.
because this blue and green when it mixes, no, the turquoise blue or sea green, it takes me to one chakra which creates spiritualism for me. So it's
What about सफेद? सफेद रंग.
white definitely gives you peace.
I feel
Definitely.
I
Okay.
feel calmness with blue, water and
Hmm.
sky,
Wow.
vastness. When I think of blue as in a certain shade, I would take as water for calmness and coolness. But again, the sky is blue again, and that
Yes.
shade I would take it
Yeah,
as
it's
vastness,
vast.
spread. Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
a widespread.
Very nice
So
thought. Very nice. Yeah.
colors also in painting affect your mentality. Also, it affects how you're thinking. As Pavitra said, definitely the mood at that point of time also
Yeah.
matters. That
Yeah.
what sensibility that you are in that
Yeah.
time, and then it
Yeah.
would affect. But
Yeah.
also, what's your favorite color, Bipasha? When you paint or when you
The
go
one
by
I'm
your
wearing,
work.
I love the golden yellow. I love the golden yellow.
Yeah. That's what is Garuda's color. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the golden yellow. Uh, all shades of yellow, in fact. I love the golden yellow. I love red
Yeah.
also because there is a lot of passion inside me. And एक आप लोग डांसर्स हो, डांसर्स हो, आप विजुलाइज करो, अगर लाल और पीला ऐसे उथल पुथल हो रहा है तो क्या रस निकलेगा, सो दैट्स हाउ इट इज.
My
Wow.
my my new bedroom is designed in red and yellow.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
So
that is so cool.
I can very well resonate with you because it is only red and yellow which is there in my new bedroom, and because they are vibrant colors, and I think that helps my personality, and it calms me down. Although red is a fiery color, but it calms me down. Again, the same mood effect. Pavitra, you have worked a lot with lines and designs and
Yeah,
angles, which are
yeah,
very much there in the art also, in
yeah,
painting or
yeah,
sculptures, the curves, the
yeah,
lines and the angles. So, how would you could you tell us something about that? How did
yeah.
that happen? What
Yes, it's a
inspired
very
you?
beautiful question because um, I remember when there was a time when many senior teachers, acharyas, when I was coming up as a younger artist, they used to pinpoint कि नहीं आपका line ठीक नहीं है, आपका हाथ ऐसा है वैसा है, many things. So I actually worked on those things. And then also when I came in touch with some very good friends, जो हम, when this same age friends, when you talk and when you have same interests, who are associated with painting, sculpturing, and हम youth festival के लिए हम हरियाणा जा रहे थे, and then we were this state winners. So they were winners in painting and sculpturing. एंड हम साथ में बात कर रहे थे, हम जब ट्रेन में जर्नी कर रहे थे, वी वर जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेम ऑन द सेम लाइंस. एंड आई
Right.
रिमेंबर द स्कल्पचरिस्ट इन फैक्ट करेक्टिंग माय हैंड्स एंड टेलिंग मी, आई थिंक इफ अगर आप ऐसे करोगे तो शायद और बेहतर लगेगा. एंड दैट एक्चुअली गिव मी एक ऐसे वो एक फायर होता है ना कि हाँ, आई थिंक ही इज राइट समवेयर. एंड आई स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग ऑन इट when I started visiting some temple sculptures live, जब भी मैं जाकर वहां खड़े रहता था, so I remember how my line used to be and how मेरे पैर, like अगर मेरे नी स्ट्रेट करूंगा तो शायद लाइन ठीक आएंगी, या फिर मेरे थाइस ऊपर रहेंगे तो मेरे लाइंस ठीक आएंगे, या मेरे हील्स ऊपर होने चाहिए, all five toes should be on the floor, or just the fingertips should be on the floor. These things also started mattering a lot. अभी तो वो मसल मेमोरी है, अभी तो आंख के अंदर आ गया है, इट्स कम ऑन इनसाइड योर मसल, इट्स एवरीवेयर इनसाइड योर बॉडी. But there was a time when I used to really work hard on this, and I think it really matters a lot. Any dancer, I think they should be influenced, or rather get inspired by looking at lovely paintings. Every painting has its own interpretation, yes, but I think they have to definitely get inspired, and it helps a lot. Definitely, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Lines and angles
absolutely.
are very important. Vipasha, with your art also, the lines and the angles and the curves. I've seen some of your pottery work, and they have a very nice. Whenever I see them, I have this feeling of a lotus. So, how do you imagine the lines and the curves for your work?
I can relate to very much what Pavitra is saying, that वो जो एक aesthetics जो आती है ना पूरे form में, when you are correct with your line and angles, वो वो खुद ब खुद बनता
वो
चला जाता
अच्छा
है when you are
हाँ,
when you're technically right. Do you understand?
Yeah,
And even when I'm doing my sculpting, I come to know कि इसको इतना खींचूंगी तो ये सही रहेगा, इतना खींच के और छोड़ दो बस, इससे ज्यादा मत लेके जाओ.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
तो बस वो हर जगह आई थिंक दैट secret, I would say, is applied in all forms of art, whether it is dancing or it's painting. Even in painting, you one doesn't overdo the painting, one just does it and then leaves it there. फिर वो
right.
घिचपिच खिचड़ी हो जाती है, लोगों को फिर वो मजा नहीं आता है. बस some like people who do line drawing, but a simple line खींचा और छोड़ दिया.
G.
Do you understand? The
Right.
beauty lies
Yes,
in the simplicity and the straightness of and the curve or the
Yeah.
curve in the line that has been drawn. So that is how it is. It's all very interwoven, interconnected.
Yeah.
Right. And this brings me to a very nice story of S.D. Varman and R.D. Varman. When R.D. Varman ji had started composing, so he did a new composition and he went to his dad, S.D. Varman, and he sang it out to him. Lot of murki and lot of kalakari, and he did that. And he asked his father, ki, Baba, কেমন হচ্ছে কেমন লাগলো so in a very simple way sd Varmanji said that when there's a pretty woman you don't have to put too many till just one bindi or just one till somewhere would make her more graceful and more beautiful. So you don't have to add so much like the overdoing of things, overdoing
Correct.
of the techniques, whether in dance or whether in art, should be studied. So अगर बस एक लड़की बिंदी पहन ले उसी में बहुत डिफरेंस हो जाता है या पूरे मुंह में तिल हो और कहीं वो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा एक जगह पे तिल हो that makes it a beauty spot so
Yeah.
this little thing of overdoing which I feel it is really important in both the art styles
Yeah.
sometimes when you're painting you think it is overdone matlab, what does the artist want to say and even
Yeah.
in a dance maybe sometimes a composition I feel is overdone or the costume is overdone so definitely to know how to minimalize the thing and yet say what is needed to be said and
Yeah.
let the audience understand what they need to understand is more graceful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Correct. Absolutely.
uh, Pavitra, we have had a session before also, but again, because this things have to be knocked again and again and again. We both have been talking about the financial existence and the financial comfort of an artist. And Vipasha, I must tell you that Pavitra has an awesome school in Mumbai, and he has been a
Wow.
great
So
teacher.
Pavitra, you're closer to Goa. Please come down.
Yeah. In fact, 2015, no, 2012 to 15, my bhaiya bhabhi, where they used to live in Panji.
Oh,
Oh,
lovely.
Yeah, they are
love.
doctors, and then they finished their DNB diplomate in from National Board in from Goa. They were doctors there.
So
Yeah,
now
Okay.
after COVID is over, come down and let's do some great work together.
definitely. Maza aayega. Just
मजा आएगा
do
बहुत
not
मजा
want to
आएगा.
interrupt. I'll just take a minute, Didi, but I would like to share this. I think 2007, when I was in my college, I was invited by, अभी मुझे याद नहीं है exactly organization का नाम, but it was a group of freelance artists in Goa. There was an open temple, open like एक शिवलिंग and यहाँ पर एक शक्ति, no, some देवी
हाँ,
का idol था. Yeah, no, there was Shakti and there was a Shivling. Yeah, and in between there was hardly space to dance. You imagine एक छोटा सा जगह है and it's like your kitchen, छोटा सा
right.
space and in between it's an open garbhagriha literally. And and on the Shivratri night there will lots of painters, freelance painters जो ऐसे they will just come and sit, white kurte में आएंगे, बैठेंगे, एक sheet of paper and a pencil, and that's it. And they will make me dance. This I did for 3 years, all my college, first, second, third
Oh,
year.
wow.
And I don't
Wow.
remember. Yeah, I just remember there was a painter called um, Marathi guy called Joshi. That's it. I do not remember because I was in very young age ना अभी मुझे और मुझे ये भी नहीं पता था कि this is going to be full time or not at that moment. So ऐसे ही चलो डांस करने को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा है, चलो जाते हैं. So I went, and I remember सिर्फ दिए थे. There was only lamps lit all around. There was no other light, and these painters used to paint, sketch or paint. Some used to have charcoal painting, some with colors, some with pencil, and you just have to do a shloka without music,
Wow.
just
Amazing.
silence.
Wow.
Only breeze
Wow.
chal raha tha. You are not allowed to talk, you're not allowed to sing. It's only tanpura, and you do the song inside yourself, and you just dance it out.
This
Wow.
is
Amazing.
absolutely mesmerizing. I can picture it like that. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
And मुझे
बहुत
ऐसे
सुंदर,
लगता है,
बहुत
I
सुंदर.
really feel it was one of those dreamy moments for me, because I have no idea वो लोग कौन थे, and मैं किसी के टच में नहीं हूँ, and I didn't even have a phone to even keep their phone numbers.
Yes.
Ah.
So
But
At
some
that
I have,
some
time,
things
also.
some things in life just happen like that, and they are so
yeah.
beautiful. They're just meant to be remembered and not
And
saved in your phone files.
there was one Sadhu Baba who used to come every year only on that day of Shivratri. He was one of those Naga sadhus who used to just
Wow.
come, sit there, do some tapasya and leave. That's it. Bless everybody and leave. I mean, I really
Wow.
feel like one of those heavenly moments. I'm sure you can visualize when I say
Right.
magical.
Absolutely
Yes, this
visualizing.
was actually magical. Yes.
Yeah, you've been
चलिए
lucky,
इसको
guy.
फिर से
You're a lucky person.
इसको इसको नहीं नहीं पवित्रा को अभी मैं बोल रही हूँ इसको अभी फिर से अभी इस उम्र में एक बार और दोहरा दीजिए इसको.
Definitely.
Let's
Yeah,
organize something, Vipasha. Let's organize. Let's all of us get together and organize something like this, and
sure.
let it be
चलो
a,
बात करते हैं करेंगे
yes,
बिल्कुल करेंगे.
absolutely. I think ये महफिलें इसलिए होती हैं कि ऐसी बातें हो, and we all get inspired to do something and put it in front of, whether public is there, audience is there, it doesn't matter, just for our own
Not there,
soul
correct.
satisfying thing. For
I
अपनी
interrupted
खुशी
your
के लिए.
question. I interrupted your question,
Yeah,
Didi,
I
actually.
had
Yes.
I had the question, like, because we all artists have a very difficult sometimes with finance. Although, as I was telling Bipasha, that Pavitra has a lovely school and he started teaching very young. और इस बार मेरे festival में 7 of his dancers were winners in my festival. So that has helped Pavitra also financially, as you were telling about me. But again, I would say, how do you want the government or the organizers to support the artist? Because the more we talk, the more people hear, and this should knock into their head.
Um, from the government's point of view, yes, of course, we artists definitely need to get much more support, because especially full-time artists, full-time dancers, full-time musicians, because अभी कैसे हुआ है कि लॉकडाउन में तो ऐसे काफी स्टूडेंट्स हैं who see dance is
जिनको
never,
कोई भी
it's a
काम नहीं.
luxury. Dance is a
Yeah,
luxury,
Yeah.
but studying is not luxury, it is a necessity. सो तो आपको अगर स्कूल में जाना है, जो ऑनलाइन क्लासेस है उसके लिए आपको गुड वाईफाई एंड गुड डेटा चाहिए, तो वो तो शाम तक खत्म हो जाती है आपके पास अगर गुड डेटा, और द लाइन इज बिजी सो यू डोंट गेट गुड वाईफाई. सो इन अ वे many students have left class from last 10 months, and they're going to come only when everything gets normal, which will take
yeah,
some time.
Hmm.
On the
yes,
other
yes,
side, it somehow affects us also.
yes,
So
absolutely.
the amount what you used to keep it as savings have all gone as your daily, as you told, bread, butter, and cake. So it's gone
Yes,
in your bread butter
Absolutely.
itself. Cake to chhod dijiye.
एक तो भूल
So
जाओगे.
so I do not regret at all. I have been lucky that at least I've been teaching since last 19 years, and I'm lucky that my good students haven't left me and they are still continuing. There are some of them who are full time into dancing already, they're thinking of that. So that means, and because I've been teaching online abroad since last 14 years, because of that, those things are already on.
Right.
So I think in a way, teaching has the only way which has given me some monthly salary, to be frank. But performing otherwise is definitely not a means to earn at all for a performing artist. Not at all.
But I guess
Uh,
it'll happen. It'll happen, Pavitra, once things open up and things become better.
yes,
I'm
yes.
sure it's going to
Teaching,
happen.
Vipasha, you have to be the chosen one. Again, Vipasha, you have to be the chosen one.
really chosen one. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
और वो बात तो पवित्र के लिए नहीं, यहाँ पे भी डांसर्स के लिए भी, जैसे आपने मांगा कि अगले जन्म में आपको एक फिगर चाहिए। डांसर्स, वुमन डांसर्स में तो पंगा ही है, फिगर चाहिए। नाच यहाँ से आए ना आए, फिगर जरूर होना चाहिए। ये तो यहाँ पे भी पंगा है। सो
वो 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 सरकारी काम होता है ना, जब आप उनके पास जाते हो एंड देन दे डू ऑल दिस।
नहीं
इट्स
नहीं, यहाँ
इट्स
पे
अ
ऐसे भी
इट्स अ
होता है,
डर्टी गेम।
यहाँ पे ऐसे भी चाहिए। इट्स अ विजुअल आर्ट, यहाँ पे ऐसे भी चाहिए।
It's a dirty game. It's a
But
dirty
what
game
about
there.
you getting into teaching? Are you teaching, Bipasha? Because with both of us, like if I say myself and Pavitra, we have been very lucky and the chosen one because we have our students, we have our schools. What about you? Has the teaching profession been any help to you? Are you teaching? Because I know you have workshops, but how about that side of your career?
So I have been continuing with my corporate workshops, corporate training workshops, and I have introduced pottery as a part of acceptance, resilience, and mindfulness. So now I do what I'm passionate about. I also teach pottery in Goa to students. I go there and I teach, and I'm very happy with it. The money is good. So, like I said, it is very important to continue with with your teaching, because that's the only thing you can do. And then see, pottery, because you make utility stuff here, cups and plates and dinner sets, and I'm talking very commercial. They sell. So the money comes in from there. बाकी आपके जो आर्ट फॉर्म्स हैं, जो मतलब जो the sculptural pottery and the art pottery, that carries on side by side. Yeah, but yeah, I am definitely teaching also.
Definitely. I think we come to a little nutshell that as an artist, it is good or it is intelligent to take up teaching because, first of all, it secures your career, it gives you finance, and the most satisfaction that I have through teaching, and I think the same would Pravitra ditto on that, that to see our art that we are so passionate about
Absolutely
to
agree.
the younger generation, that their followers, the art will survive, and they're torch bearers. It will not finish with us or with the masters. So there's some younger generation who are genuinely interested in taking it up as a profession. I think that is the most satisfying thing that I feel when I see my students dancing. It's almost like I am dancing through them because with age, you know that there are physical and medical problems which crop up, and you have to accept it that yeah, these things are going to come up. But when my children dance or when my students dance, I feel I'm dancing. I think Pavitra would feel the
Yeah,
same way.
yeah.
What say, Pavitra?
Yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely. You feel so happy when you see them actually flourish, and they also हम जब lines की बात कर रहे हैं, so when they actually dance with that beautiful extended line of their hands and legs, it really feels so happy. Yes.
Absolutely. What about the Guru Shishya Parampara in
Yeah,
your art form, Bipasha?
it's the same thing with so it's the same thing with pottery also. When you teach a student how to center, so the first 2 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, he's wobbly with his clay. But एक दिन आता है कि वो सीख जाता है centering करना. So you feel so happy कि चलो, it's just the bird is flown and he started his journey. So it's
Wow.
the same thing with pottery also. Teaching is
Yes.
always gives you a lot of pleasure.
Yes, thank God we have that profession by our side. Thank At least over there we can have a little cake
Yes,
when the
correct.
COVID goes away.
Yes.
Uh, Pavitra, thank you for joining us, and
Thank
it's
you.
always a pleasure to connect to you and listen
Yes,
to you, and
yes.
it's always fun because now I'll continue a little bit more with Vipasha with her naughtiness. So you can watch us क्योंकि अब हम बदमाशी पे उतरेंगे.
Thank
Thank
you. It was lovely
Thank
talking
you,
to you, Bipasha
Pavitra, and
ji.
see you soon. See you soon in Goa.
Yes,
See you soon.
yes. हमको तीनों को मिलना ही चाहिए.
Yes,
नमस्ते.
we should.
बिल्कुल
Thank
मिलेंगे. Bye.
Bipasha, somebody wrote you are naughty and then wrote you are naughtier now. So, what is the naughtiest thing you have done?
The naughtiest thing, this doesn't go on national TV, YouTube like this. Absolutely
Maybe
not.
you can
Uh,
tell something which is still which can go on the oops, I said it. मतलब ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता कि तुम्हारी
you
बदमाशी
know,
के कारण हमें पता ना चले.
देखो जो लोग जो थोड़े बहुत लोग जो देख रहे हैं जो मुझे जानते हैं उन्हें पता है हाउ डीप आई गो वेयर माय नॉटिसनेस इज
नहीं तो अभी
कंसर्न.
वो बोलना शुरू कर देंगे ना, प्लीज बोलना शुरू कर दो. जैसे अनीता जी की पोल खोल दिए थे उनकी कॉलेज फ्रेंड्स ने.
So
कनिष्का,
there
प्लीज
is one
बोलना.
there is one episode I'll tell you. I don't know whether Nitisha is watching still or not. हमारी our whole family, we are very old friends, and we went to this movie. अभिषेक बच्चन की कोई पिक्चर थी. घिसा पिटा सा पुराना जगह था जम्मू में और गंदा सा पिक्चर हॉल था और बड़े बोरिंग से लोग बैठे थे. तो उस मूवी में ये गाना था 10 बहाने 10 बहाने लेके कर गए दिल, समथिंग लाइक दैट,
ले गई दिल, ले गई दिल, 10 बहाने करके ले
बहाने,
गई
हाँ,
दिल.
something like that. And the
Yeah.
moment that song started, me and her husband, we are very dear friends, we stood up on the chair of the picture hall के कुर्सियों के ऊपर खड़े होकर और दे दनादन नाच किया था, दे दनादन for the whole this thing, and people were like, they were a little stunned initially, and then वो भी तालियां बजाने लगे, so it was good fun. It was good fun.
That
ये
is
सब किया है, ये
bindas
सब किया है,
Bipasha. That is bindas Bipasha. और मुझे
ये सब किया
मुझे
है.
लगता है जम्मू वाले जम्मू की जैसे जगह में किसी ने सोचा ही नहीं होगा कि सिनेमा हॉल के चेयर के ऊपर उठ के कोई औरत नाच सकती है.
They were stunned for a few seconds. They were stunned. They didn't know what was happening, and फिर वो भी मजा लेने लगे. ऐसे यार देखो लाइफ में ना मसाला कम नहीं होना चाहिए. It should carry on.
Yes,
Otherwise,
yes,
life
yes.
becomes boring.
Absolutely. I did it
Yeah,
on my 40th birthday. Although I was not drunk, I love parties and I throw parties on my birthday or after my festival, the spirit of dance. So I'm not drunk, but I am standing on a table and doing a tabletop dance. And I don't need
I've
to
done
be
that.
drunk because I feel life itself is a nasha. Life itself is so beautiful that you don't need to
Absolutely,
drink and dance. I just can dance because dance itself is a nasha.
absolutely, absolutely.
I can totally agree with you. So we both need to do that tabletop dance sometime again.
करेंगे, बिल्कुल
Together.
करेंगे.
So what does love mean to you?
प्यार एक एहसास है, प्यार को प्यार ही रहने दो, कोई नाम ना दो. That's what I
Wow,
feel.
क्या बात, क्या बात. Or zindagi, what does life mean to you?
बहुत ही खूबसूरत नशा है जो मुझे लगता है कभी खत्म ना हो. But that's wishful thinking because you don't come out alive out of life. But
Yes.
बहुत ही खूबसूरत नशा है.
Right, right. Beautiful, beautifully said. And what does art mean to you?
Um, it's my world. It's my entire world. It's my being. It's me. I mean, me and my art are not different. That's what art means to me.
And given
Mehmood
another
wo hai.
birth, okay, given another birth, what would you wish for, except for the figure?
I would definitely like to be born as a woman again and maybe an artist and wishful thinking, but when maybe situations in the world are a little more better where we are happier people, we don't have to struggle the way we are doing today. We are happier people, life is easy and it's content and yes, there's so much to explore in art. One life is not enough.
Wow, wow, lovely. I like the part of being a woman. I would be also like to be born again as a woman, and because woman has the power to create and create the another human being, and that the continuation of the human race. So that
Correct.
power is very strong and very beautiful because it also has love around it. So, and that too a very unconditional and selfless love. So I think that's somewhere that I would love to end the show with you, that to be a woman again. Vipasha, you are a lovely woman. I love your bindasness, and मुझे बहुत मजा आता है when I see you. We don't get to meet, but I must thank Facebook for keeping us all updated. And you inspire me as an artist, as a woman, as a human being. And thank you for accepting the invite and being a part of this show.
I am so glad I was able to come and talk to you today and keep rocking, Alaknanda. You're doing an excellent job and we're all in it together. Let's have fun. Let's do a lot of nasha. Let's do a lot of tabletop dancing. Wo vada raha.
Yes. वादा रहा गोवा में ही कर लेंगे गोवा में ही कर
बिल्कुल
लेंगे
करेंगे बिल्कुल
So
करेंगे
that's the third artist for the season, Bipasha Sengupta. And I must say she's as hot as Bipasha Basu. And her work is amazing. I must tell you, her work is amazing. Go and buy it. Because when you buy their artwork, you're supporting it. You're supporting the art, you're supporting the artist, and you're supporting your Indian culture. So it is very important that you put your hand into your purse, into your pocket, when you can go and watch a movie. You can, a second time, you can always buy an art. I'm not saying not to watch a movie, please. One weekend, maybe you're watching your movie, and the second weekend, you could be buying an art from a gallery. And it's very nice that every day you're here for the show and you're listening to the artist, because I think conversations can make the change and we all artists need to come together. Thank you, Bipasha. A very good night to you and to all the audience. Shubhratri, Shabak Khair, और pray and sleep. But जैसे मैं कहती हूँ, कोविड नहीं गया है, वैक्सीन आ गई हैं, पर फिर भी मास्क पहनिए, हाथ धोइए, keep a safe distance, and sleep well and pray and sleep. See you tomorrow again, 7 baje, 7 baje, with another artist, with another rocking journey, and there'll be a lot to know from that person. So इसके बाद ही update हो जाएगा. आप अपने Facebook पे नजर रखिए और ज्यादा जानना है तो, और आप इस शो को अगर मिस कर गए हैं किसी वजह से, you can go to the YouTube channel Alaknanda Kathak, like it, subscribe it, and you can check out this Mastiwala season of Oops, I said it. Bye!
जय हिंद
Jai Hind!